Before we go any further, take a moment and press that subscribe button. This channel is for people who understand the weight of real money, the patience of real collecting, and the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing the difference between ordinary objects and meaningful ones. If you respect history, craftsmanship, and long-term value, stay with me until the very end, because today's coin carries a story that many people have forgotten, but serious collectors never ignore. Now let's travel back to 1961. South Africa was entering a defining moment in its history. This was the year the country introduced the rand, replacing the old pound system. It wasn't just a change in currency. It was a statement of identity, confidence, and independence. Every coin struck that year carried more than metal. It carried symbolism, transition, and the beginning of a new monetary era. And among those first coins was the 1961 South African 2 rand coin. This was not small change. The 2 rand coin represented strength and authority from the very start. It was designed to be noticed, respected, and trusted. In daily life, holding a 2 rand coin meant holding real purchasing power. Men counted it carefully. Shopkeepers treated it with attention. It wasn't tossed aside casually. It mattered. The minting of the 1961 series was handled with particular care because these coins were the foundation of the new decimal system. The South African Mint understood that these coins would define the first impression of the rand. As a result, the metal quality, strike strength, and overall finish were executed with precision. Coins from this year often show strong detail, solid weight, and a balance that feels deliberate in the hand. The design reflects national pride and confidence. The imagery is bold, clear, and purposeful. The engraving is deep enough to withstand years of use, yet refined enough to display skill. There is no excess, no clutter, only clarity. This balance between strength and restraint is exactly what experienced collectors appreciate, especially those who lived through that era and understand what the introduction of the rand truly meant. Despite the careful production, these coins were not made to sit untouched. They entered circulation immediately. The 1961 2 rand coin moved through businesses, banks, shops, and homes during a time when cash dominated daily life. It passed from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, year after year. That constant use left its mark. Surfaces wore down, edges softened, luster faded, and slowly, truly clean examples disappeared. This is where rarity begins, not at the moment of minting, but in the decades that follow. Collectors know that first-year coins carry special importance. They represent beginnings. And when those coins were also heavily used, surviving high-grade examples become especially desirable. The 1961 2 rand coin fits this profile perfectly. While many worn examples still exist, coins that retain sharp detail, clean surfaces, and original character are increasingly difficult to find. For men aged 55 to 65, this coin often sparks strong memories. Many remember the changeover to the rand. They remember learning new values, new prices, and new habits. They remember counting these coins, saving them, and using them carefully. That personal connection gives the coin emotional weight. And in collecting, emotion drives demand just as strongly as numbers. Another important factor is preservation. In 1961, very few people thought about saving coins for the future. Coins were tools, not investments. As a result, almost no one set aside high-denomination coins like the 2 rand in mint condition. Those that survived untouched often did so by accident, forgotten in drawers, stored in envelopes, or left and used in collections that were never opened again. Condition sensitivity plays a major role in value. A circulated example tells a story, but a well-preserved example tells a rarer one. Collectors look for coins with strong lettering, clear imagery, minimal marks, and natural surfaces. Even small differences in where can separate a common coin from a highly desirable one. Some 1961 2 rand coins also show superior strike quality. Early strikes from fresh dies display sharper details and more uniform surfaces. These coins stand out immediately to experienced eyes. They are not flashy, but they are correct, and correctness matters deeply to serious collectors. Improper cleaning has destroyed the value of many coins from this era. In an effort to make old coins look new, original surfaces were stripped away. As a result, truly untouched examples are now even rarer. Collectors strongly prefer originality over shine. A coin that has aged naturally holds far more respect than one that has been altered. Professional grading has further elevated the status of the 1961 2 rand coin. When a coin is authenticated and graded in strong condition, it becomes easier to evaluate, easier to trade, and easier to trust. High-grade examples are increasingly sought after, especially by collectors who focus on first-year issues and historically significant coins. International interest has also grown. Collectors outside South Africa recognize the importance of the 1961 series. First-year decimal coins are respected worldwide, regardless of country. They represent monetary change, political context, and historical milestones. As global awareness increases, demand quietly rises. Time continues to work against availability. Every year, more coins are damaged, lost, or removed from the market permanently. Meanwhile, interest from experienced collectors remains steady. Men who understand patience and long-term value know that these coins are not about hype. They are about substance. Now imagine a well-preserved 1961 South African 2 rand coin. The details are clear. The surfaces are honest. The coin feels solid and balanced, just as it did when it was first introduced. It carries the presence of a beginning, the first step of a new system, frozen in metal. This is the kind of coin that doesn't need explanation to the right collector. It speaks for itself. Coins like this are respected quietly. They don't rely on trends. They reward knowledge. They reward memory. And they remind us that real value often comes from moments of change, not moments of excess that you've stayed through the history, the transition, the circulation, the rarity, and the collector's mindset. Now we arrive at the figure that brings it all together. The 1961 South African 2 rand coin, in well-preserved, collectible condition, carries an estimated value of $10,000.